Everything is smooth? Our translator not come yet. Okay. Or maybe the room is maybe his room is not preparing. Yes. Okay. Can already. Okay. Now we'll pay homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Today we are going to talk about the 7 unsuitable conditions. So these are also one of the problem. If we can balance, then we can improve better. So we have 7 unsuitable conditions. Contrary to unsuitable condition, we can also understand 7 suitable conditions. Okay, now we have to start with awasa, dwell in monastery or residence. Yesterday, we have already talked about impediment. Living place also one of the impediment. That is what we are busy. If we are busy for repairing, renovating, it becomes impediment. But now here, in the case of unsuitable conditions, it's not repairing. So according to the weather we have, for example, in the cold weather, our living place must be warm enough. In the hot weather, our living place must be cold enough. So in the hot weather, it's very hot. In the cold weather, it's very cold. That is unsuitable monastery, unsuitable living place. Yesterday, we have already talked about new building an old building, right? If old building also we have to renovate, repair, it will be busy. A new Kuti also, we are busy. Another thing is a famous monastery. Very well-known monastery. Many visitors come, then they may make noise, we cannot meditate. So another thing is very close to the city or in the city. Cities are mostly very crowded. Many people will come to the monastery, then it will make busy. Okay, if we summarize suitable living place, the monastery must not be very busy with many activities. The monastery must not be very crowded with the people. Then this is called suitable living place. So if we live in very famous monastery, then another thing is many visitors. Many people know, they visit, then we cannot meditate. Okay, the main thing is, sometimes living place become our impediment. This is also one of the conditions. Sometimes our living place cannot support our meditation. Too cold, too hot, we cannot sustain our body, we cannot meditate well. We may get sick. That is why living place is also important. If we have suitable living place, we can practice smoothly, easily. If we don't have proper living place, it will take very long time to improve. That is why among the 7 unsuitable conditions, we can also say 7 suitable conditions, right? If we have unsuitable living place, it will make a slow improvement with many difficulty. We already mentioned dukkha paribara. Then we may have very slow attainment also, dandabhinya. The living place also one of the supporting cause. Another one is a gochara, alms gathering village. So here in this case we have to go for pindapata. This is also called gochara. If we are very close to the village, also noisy, if very far also, it will take very long time for answering. So this is also one of the things. Our gathering village is also one of the supporting cause. If people in the village cannot support, we cannot survive. So if we have unsuitable gochara, it will take very long time to improve. We may encounter a lot of difficulty. Then we cannot attain jhana or path and fruition attainment easily. Dukkha paribara, dandabhinya. Bhasa, speech, or talking, or conversation. So if we talk a lot, when we are going to meditate, all our conversation will come. They will pop up in our mind. It will be a disturbance. So we also need proper conversation, suitable conversation. Even in the meditation report, right? Go to the point. It will be easier. So if we have very long conversation, it will be big disturbance again. Sometimes you may have a doubt. Of course, at that time you have to solve this problem. You have to overcome the doubt first. Then it's the time to ask many questions, the time to listen to the Dhamma Talk. So the time to talk with somebody who can solve this problem. Okay. Conversation also, we must have proper content. For example, when we are practicing anapanasati, our topic should be anapanasati. We are practicing anapanasati, but we are talking about 4 elements, kasinas, vipassana meditations, sublime abidance, wasting time. You cannot have that much. So not only that, in the case of bhasa, we also have to know what we need. Sometimes we need confidence. It's the time to talk about confidence. We have to develop our confidence. We have to ask somebody, we have to read the books. Similarly, when we have very weak morality, it's the time to discuss something about morality. So it depends on what we need. We may have different topics, different content of our conversation. If we have proper conversation, it will be helpful for our improvement. If we don't have proper conversation or right conversation, we cannot improve. This is also one of the supporting cause. If we don't have proper conversation, dukkha paribara, danda vinya. Then we have to move the next one. Pugala, individuals, association with the people. So here in another name of Pugala, there can be many other people. It also Dhamma friends. Now all the yogis are meditating here together. If we can support each other, we can practice smoothly. If somehow the meditator disturb, all the yogis have to suffer because we are sitting together. So that is why the person, association of friends is also important. Okay, and another name of Pugala, we can also talk about the teacher. Teacher is also one of the supporting cause. So sometimes the teacher didn't listen properly. And not good, teacher is not good listener. Then we cannot know what yogi needs, how to solve the problem. So that's also one of the supporting Buddha's special knowledge. The Buddha has special knowledge that can know people's temperament, tendency, aptitude. Then according to people's temperament, the Buddha can give right meditation guidance, right meditation instruction to the right people. That is why many people could attain path and fruition knowledge at the time of the Buddha. Only the Buddha had this kind of power, this kind of knowledge. Even Venerable Sariputta cannot have. Then, now modern society, we all are blind teacher. Right? I'm also blind. If I think, oh, this it will be good for meditator, I have to say, okay, do this one. If I think, oh, this will be suitable for meditator, do this one. I'm also blind, right? All the teachers in modern society are blind. We cannot know people's temperament, tendency, and many things. That's why we cannot improve. We cannot make yogi improve easily. If we have proper teacher or right teacher, we can improve smoothly, easily. If we don't have proper teacher, it will take very long time. We may encounter many difficulties. We will attain jhanas or path and fruition knowledge very slowly. Dukkha parivara, danda vinya. So I have already mentioned, Pugala also means Dhamma friends. Pugala also means teacher. So these are supporting causes of our improvement. Now we have to move. The next one. Bhojana, food, consumption of food. This is also very big dukkha here, right? You have Nepalese food, Vietnamese food, Myanmar food. If you eat everything, you will feel drowsy. Right? Some kind of food actually causes a lot of drowsy. So we have to remember what kind of food causes drowsiness. Not only that, if we feel something discomfort in our body, we have to remember what kind of food causes this kind of problem. So if we have suitable food, we can improve. It can be supporting cause. If we don't have suitable food, we cannot improve easily. It will take very long time to improve. That's why suitable food also supporting cause, and suitable food will cause dukkha parivara, danda vinya. So you have to also remember, right? Proper amount of food. We can also say moderating in food, right? How much you can eat. What kind of food you can eat. Trying to know. When we are accepting also, we have to know what we should accept or what we should not accept. Sometimes many devotees come and offer, we cannot choose when we are accepting food, but when we are eating, we must choose which one is suitable, which one is unsuitable. If we know proper amount of the food and proper types of food, it will be easier for us to improve. Otherwise, it cannot be supporting cause. It will be for declination. Sometimes you will get sick. Okay, now again, the next one, 7 or the 6, Utu, weather, climatic condition means now is okay, right? This is the Himalaya. Now the weather is neither too cold nor too hot. So this is a good time to meditate. Okay, the weather is also one of the supporting causes. If too cold, we become very drowsy, right? Then our body becomes very heavy. We don't want to move. We don't want to go here and there. If too hot also, we don't want to go out, we don't want to do many things. So the weather must be good enough, neither too cold nor too hot. This is also supporting cause of meditation. But now modern community or now modern day, we also have air conditioner. Although weather is very hot, we can make it cool. Weather is too hot, also we can make cold. If too cold, we can make hot. Right? But only one of the problems is noise. So if we have to use aircon, it's noisy. Right? Luckily in Nepal you don't have very high building. That's why it's not that serious, right? Now here also, almost all the buildings are very simple, not that serious. So if you have very high building and many blocks, then you don't have air circulation, you have to use air condition. It will be noisy also. Right? Sometimes we also have retreat in the hotel or somewhere, very noisy because of air condition. Okay, the main thing is the weather is also one of the supporting cause. If we have good weather, we can improve smoothly. If we have very bad weather, dukkha paripada, dana pinya. Okay, now the last one. Idiyapada. Bodily postures or movement. We can also say deportment. So we have 4 postures: sitting, standing, walking, and then lying down. So sitting posture is the best. We can balance effort and concentration. Mostly when we are sitting, we have less effort, more concentration. When we stand up, we have to balance our body. We have to put extra effort. We have weaker concentration. When we are walking, because of movement, it becomes weaker than standing. So we have a stronger effort, weaker concentration when we are walking also. Okay, what about lying down? This posture is a lazy posture. When we lie down, it's too relaxed, we can fall asleep anytime. There will be some condition. There are some meditator, their bodies are not so strong, they have sickness, they have pain in their spines, may pain in the hip or somewhere, then they have to lie down. This will be exception. Because no choice. Okay, as long as we can sit normally, sitting posture is the best. So we have to balance sitting posture. We have to balance 4 postures. We cannot sit many hours. If we sit many hours, we become very tired. Then we have to stand up or walk for a while. Then we can sit down again. Okay, one more thing. What about walking meditation? Walking meditation and walking are 2 different things. Be careful, right? When we say Chankamana in Pali, that means walking meditation. It must not be very long walking. We must limit the space, the distance. If it's too far, we may have more wandering minds. If too near also, for example, only here 1 pillar to 2 pillar, right? We can say 1 room. If we walk within 1 room, we have to turn again and again, right? Finally, we'll feel dizzy. If too long also, we may have many wandering thoughts. We must balance, neither too far nor too near. Okay, if we can walk from this door to maybe another entrance door, it's long enough. If it's too long, you may feel bored or you may have more wandering thoughts. We can balance standing, walking, and sitting. By doing these 3 postures, we can also release from body pain. This is the one effect. Another one is we can balance concentration and effort more. when we are standing and walking, the effort is predominant. That means the effort is stronger. When we are sitting, concentration is stronger. So by balancing posture, we can also balance concentration and effort. If we cannot balance well, this is also dukkha paribhara danda vinya. So these are 7 unsuitable conditions. We can also understand 7 suitable conditions the same. Just opposite factors, right? So you may remember when we talk about slow attainment or sluggish attainment, danda vinya. Under the list of danda vinya, we also have already mentioned skills and absorption. If we don't have skill and absorption, we may have very slow improvement. So here I have to elaborate one by one. The first one, Vatu Visada Kiriyado. Purifications of the basics. Okay, I have to elaborate a few more about Vatu Visada. Mostly what to me basis. Wisdom means pure or clear or clean. That means we have to clean our environment. This is also one of the supporting causes for improvement. Another thing, we have to clean our body. For example, if we have a lot of sweat, then whenever we talk, we may feel sticky. When we are going to meditate, we're going to focus well. So clean the body, clean the environment, clean our meditation space. This is called Vatu Visada. We have one simile. So here you can also use wine lamp from time to time, right? Wine lamp. We can see in Nepal also. We can see wine lamp in many other countries, like in Indonesia, in Singapore, or we can see wine lamp. But in Singapore, very limited. Maybe in Indonesia, we can see more. So wine is a clean. If wine is a clean, another thing is a wick also clean. Then it will be brighter light when we lit the fire. If wine is not very clean or wick is not very clean, the flame also not very stable. The flame of fire also not very stable. It also produced by the wind. Another thing is produced by the wick and wine, right? So if clear wine and then clear wick, it will be brighter. Similarly, if we have clean environment, clean body, it will be supporting cause for improvement. This is also one of the skills. Okay, now we have to move the next one. Indriya Samatha Pratipatthana Do, balancing faculties. So we have already talked about balancing, controlling faculties yesterday. We must balance saddha and panya. If we cannot balance, if one of them is excessive, we cannot practice well. Then viriya and samadhi. If we cannot balance these two, we cannot practice easily and smoothly. So we need to balance controlling faculties. As I have mentioned yesterday, mindfulness is a key player to balance all the controlling faculties. Okay, we have to move the next one. Nimitta Kusalata, ski in meditation sign. This is also one of the things you have to know. For example, when we are practicing anapanasati, now we must know Parikama nimitta. Parikama nimitta means the breathing itself is also called Parikama nimitta. Then we may have three different types of nimitta kosala. The first one is Karana kosala, skiing, making the sign. So that means when we are focused on the breath, we must know how to focus on the breath. When we are practicing kasina also, we must know how to prepare kasina object, how to focus on it, how to visualize. So these are called karana. We must know how to make it, how to do it. If we don't know how to do, how to get the nimitta, we cannot improve. Another one is Rakkhana kosala. Rakkhana means maintenance. We must know how to maintain our meditation object. So mostly people expect improvement. We must not forget, we must be able to maintain. If we cannot maintain well, we cannot improve. All the improvement comes from maintenance skill. I have already said many times right here, when you have good experiences, or calmness of the mind will incline there. Then you don't know how to maintain your focus on the breathing. Just go to new experiences. Sometimes very exciting. Sometimes when it becomes very quiet or very pleasant, you may be scary. So that is the side effect of meditation. If we don't know how to maintain, we cannot improve. We will go to many other new objects. It will be very messy. So we also need maintenance skill when we are practicing in any meditation subject. The another one is bhavana kosala. Bhavana means developing or improving. We must know how to develop, how to improve. Of course, it will take time. All this skill comes from experiences. As long as we don't know difficulty and obstacle, we don't know what to overcome also. If we don't know what to overcome, very far from special knowledge, how to overcome. First, we must know what to overcome. Second one, we have to know how to overcome. So if we can overcome many obstacles and new experiences, then we can improve. So for nimitta kusala, we have three. How to make it, how to maintain it, how to develop it. If we know these three, we are skillful enough. Then this will be for their improvement. If we don't have this skill, it will be danda pinya, slow attainment. Then we have to move the next one. Yasmin samaye chitam Pakhe Dabam, Dasamin Samaye, Jitam, Bakanati. Exhorting the mind at the right time. Okay, here one more thing. Yeah, Pakhe Dabami, we have to support. We have to make it stronger. We have to strengthen. This is called Pakaha. So sometimes we become very lazy, we get bored, because experiencing the same things every day, every section. Then you have already experienced how is a meditation. It's not a colorful object. Very dry object, right? It's not like music. It cannot be very active. So sometimes, without improving, if we have to spend very long time without any improvement also, right? Then we will get bored. If we don't have any new experiences, no rapture, no joy, no tranquility, then we may get bored. When our mind is not very active, not very interested in meditation, it's the time to motivate ourselves. So here I should introduce 7 bhajanga. Okay, we should put aside mindfulness, because mindfulness is always needed. So we have remaining 6. We can divide into 2 groups. The first group, Dhammavicaya Sambhojjhanga, Viriya Sambhojjhanga, Piti Sambhojjhanga. So Dhammavicaya Sambhojjhanga, I think you may have already understood this Pali word. The ultimate factor of investigation. Dhammavicaya, right? Viriya Sambhojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of effort. Piti Sambhojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of rapture or joy. When our mind becomes very dry, when we get bored, it's the time to develop these 3 enlightenment factors. It will be a very long time to explain all these enlightenment factors and how to improve, how to develop. So there are many information about it. For example, for your understanding, when your mind becomes very dry and lazy and bored, you can make your mind happy by recollecting Buddha's quality. So some of the quality will make you happy. You can feel more peaceful, more joyful. When you have calmness of the mind or joyful, then you can come back to meditation subject. So this is the call, motivating our minds when we are lazy or when our mind becomes very dry. But not only Bodhanusati, we can also do Dhammanusati, recollection of the quality of the Dhamma, Sanghanusati, recollection of the quality of Sangha, as you have already known, Itipiso Bhagava, Arahant Samma Sambuddho, for Buddha's quality, right? You have already known Swakata Bhagavata Dhammo, then you have already known Supatipano, Bhagavata Savaka Sangho, all this quality. Not only that, we may have many other good qualities. For example, charity or generosity, you have already made before. Some of the charity can make you happy. You can recall that one. When you feel happy, you can come back to the breathing. Similarly, Silanusati, the recollection of morality. It can also make our mind happy. Whenever we can recall very pure morality in our life, Then if we can enjoy or if we have happiness, we come back to breathing. This is also for motivation. If we summarize, there are many different ways to develop rapture or joy. It must be wholesome. Right? For example, by recollecting many bad things you have done in the past, if you can feel happy, it's not good habit. Right? This is not a good thing to do. As long as you can recall something good you have done in the past, if you can feel happy, this is okay. Similarly, to develop viriya, later I have to explain many other things also. Even today, I have already talked to one yogi. Right? When you feel lazy, then you have to recall the benefit of meditation. Then we can also say, whom use this kind of meditation subject? For example, the Buddha himself used anapanasati. When we study Sambhita Magga, we can also find many information about anapanasati. This is explained by Venerable Sariputta. Okay, the main thing is, anapanasati is used by Buddha, Pajjika Buddha, and Buddha disciples, arhats. That means even special people practice anapanasati. Special people with special quality, special people with special qualification also practice anapanasati, trying to recall the value of practice. You may be more diligent. Okay, there are many ways to develop viriya. It will take very long time. Okay, briefly, from time to time, we have to motivate ourselves whenever we feel lazy or bored or something. So I have already mentioned we have to develop 3 enlightenment factors, right? Dhamma viriya, and piti sambojjhanga. The another one is Yasmin Samaye. Okay, this one I just make it short. Nikanati. Nikanati means restraining the mind at the right time. What does it mean, restraining the mind at the right time? Actually, sometimes our mind becomes very active. It also causes excitement. It also causes emotion. Okay, practically, when you start seeing the light, how do you feel? Exciting, right? Interesting. So if you see a little bit longer and longer, you may have more confidence, more expectation also. If you can feel like rapture, joy, and tranquility, more exciting. So sometimes when our mind becomes very active, then we have to restrain our mind by developing 3 enlightenment factors. So we have a remaining 3 enlightenment factors I have already mentioned. Passaddhi Sambojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of tranquility. So we must be able to tranquilize our mind. We have to calm down our mind. Then Samadhi Sambojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of concentration. Maybe this way is the most difficult condition for you. Right? Because now you are developing concentration, you know how difficult it is. If we can develop concentration, we can calm down our mind. Then finally, Upakha Sambhajanga, the enlightenment factor of equanimity. So this one is also important. Sometimes when we have good conditions, we don't have equanimity. We like it, we follow it. It takes very long time to overcome excitement and expectation. Right? When you see the light, you may expect brighter light. When you can see brighter light, you may expect more brighter light. It will be endless. When we have equanimity towards our minds, all the new experiences, it will be smooth. So if we can develop Upakha Sambhajanga, then we can also subside excitement and emotion. When our mind becomes very active, it's the time to restrain our mind. Okay, now we have to move the next one. Just means summary, I just summarize here. Sambhahansati. Encouraging the mind at the right time. Actually, we can also say gladdening the mind at the right time. So that means sometimes we need samvega, sense of urgency. At that time, we also have to try to have samvega. Okay, one more thing here. Samvega is also a kind of fear. We call jnana bhaya. The fear produced by wisdom. Mostly when we have fear, all our wisdom gone. We don't have any reasoning because of too much fear. Like for example, I don't know how many of you have experienced. When you are chased by a wild animal or some maybe dangerous condition, you will climb up tree. You will be able to do it very smoothly, but you don't know how to calm down. Right? You don't need to learn how to climb up. It happens naturally. No wisdom. You become very powerful. But when you calm down, you need knowledge and skill. Okay, that means when we have fear, normally we don't have wisdom. We lost our wisdom. In the case of samvega, sense of urgency, when we have sense of urgency, we also have fear. It makes us wiser. We call jnana bhaya. For example, Bodhisattva himself. When seeing old man, when seeing an old man, he has sense of urgency. Of course, he cannot feel happy. Right? He cannot feel happy. That it encourages him to renounce the world. It forces him to practice. Then the next time he saw a sick man, someone is very ill, even he cannot carry his body properly, trembling when moving, when walking. When seeing that also, he cannot feel happy. Sense of urgency. Then you have already known the next one. Dead body, a corpse, carried by 4 persons. I think it will be the same in Nepal also, right? When somebody passes away, 4 persons will carry dead body, right? Same thing will apply in India. So 4% are carrying a dead body. Bodhisattva see, why he is carried by 4%, lying down. So you can also imagine Bodhisattva was a prince. If he cannot walk, somebody will carry him. But when his servants carry him, he had to sit on the chair or something, right? But on dead body, cannot sit anymore. Carried by 4%. New thing he had seen. When he knows it's a death, sense of urgency becomes stronger. Then when you study Sumedha Katha, that means before receiving definite prophecy, Bodhisattva was born, right, as a young Brahmin, Sumedha. When his parents passed away, he recalled, if there's an agent, there must be something normal agent. If there's a sickness, there must be something normal sickness. If there's a death, there must be deathless. He had that kind of reasoning. Then, now he became Siddhartha. He became wiser. Because he has already fulfilled parami, right? Mature enough. It forced him to renounce. It forced him to meditate stronger. So when we talk about Sambhahansati, that means we must recall the base of sense of urgency. It will encourage us to be more intelligent. Actually, when we list out the base of sense of urgency, the first one is a jati, rebirth. Rebirth is also one of the sense of urgency. Rebirth means in the mother's womb. Okay, we cannot know anything in the mother's womb. Right? Okay, after delivered by mother, you can also see newly born baby. Cannot do anything. When the little baby got hungry, cry. Thirsty, cry. Heat, cry. Cold, cry. Only one thing, crying. Only maybe a little bit, a few months later, maybe, start smiling, laughing. Right? Only two things little baby know. Smiling and then crying. When we grow older and older, we know many other things. Finally, we become very messy, right? Sometimes when we have many unnecessary information, we become silly. Okay, the main thing is jati, rebirth, also suffering. Aging, sickness, death. If we know suffering of these four, if we can recall suffering of these four, we can feel sense of urgency. Not that easy also, right? Many people, they are not ready to accept aging. Even we become older and older, we don't think we are older. Compared to young generation, we become older, very clear. But we don't want to accept we are old. Okay, we have a few more conditions for sense of urgency. This is called apaya dukkha, suffering in lower realms. Okay, if we talk about suffering, it will be very wide. Okay, put aside suffering. Just talk about ability and potentiality. If we were born as a dog, we cannot meditate. We have less potentiality to meditate. Very little potentiality to listen to the Dhamma Talk also. We may not understand also, right? Similarly, you can also imagine many other animals. They don't have opportunity to meditate, listen to the Dhamma Talk. They cannot understand truth. Then if we were born as a hungry ghost, since you have never experienced hungry, maybe you may not know that much, right? If you have already experienced hunger, you may know how miserable it is. Have you ever tried 3 days without food? How terrible it is? Maybe 2 days without food. 1 day without food is possible, right? 24 hours without food is possible. If many hours, many days, right, we have to suffer a lot. Okay, the main thing is if we were born, also feel sense of urgency. Another thing is atita vata mulaka dukkha. Atita means past. That means past samsara dukkha. As we had to suffer in this very life, we have been suffering in the past, in many different lives. Similarly, anagata vata mulaka dukkha. In the future, we have to be reborn, we have to suffer again. Okay, now very clear one is ahara priyasana dukkha in this very life. Okay, ahara priyasana is very narrow, right? We should say suffering for surviving. You can practically experience. How do you have to survive? How do you have to work for surviving? So if we can recall all the things, we can also feel sense of urgency. It will be encouraging us to practice more diligently. This is also one of the things we have to remember. Okay, now we have to move to the next one. Okay, as I summarize the Pali passage, only here I mention atupakati, observing the mind with equanimity. Actually, I have already mentioned the enlightenment factor of equanimity. So we must have equanimity towards bad experiences. We must have equanimity towards good experiences. This is also important. We will remember both, right? Actually, when you have very much calmness of the mind, you may remember bad things more. All the bad things will come as a series, like a movie. If you have done very bad things, it will like a meditative series. So if we can have equanimity towards good experiences, bad experiences, it will be more effective for our practice. Okay, here one more thing for anapanasati or any other practice. I have already mentioned, whenever you have new experiences, you cannot ignore. You cannot have equanimities. It's so attractive. As long as you cannot have equanimity, you cannot improve also. When you have more neutral feeling toward new experiences, you can improve. You are ready to move to the next step. Sometimes our mind and breathing become very harmonious. If we don't have equanimity, we will struggle more and more. Sometimes we expect better result. We struggle more and more. The more we struggle, the more we have a thought. So here, under the name of Ubekha, equanimities, we also have to introduce a few things. One simile. If a chariot is drawn by two horses, the two horses are running properly, then charioteer may not need to control any of two horses. If one of the horse is running ahead, another horse is struggling to go aside, then it's the time to control the horses. Similarly, sometimes our mind and the breath become harmonious. We can know it effortlessly. It's the time to have equanimity. Don't struggle anymore. If we don't have this kind of equanimity, we cannot improve. That is why equanimity is also one of the skills in absorption. Okay, another one. Samahita Bogala, Asamahita Bogala Privachanata, avoidance of unconstrained individuals. That means we must not associate with unconstrained people. So that means one who doesn't have concentration, right? Okay, now modern community, it will be a little bit serious. And some meditators, they rejected concentration. Not only concentration, it will make you confused. That means don't associate with that kind of people. Even no need, what I will not say, Sila Samadhi Panya. Right? What I will just say, Sila and Panya. Now the word I say, 3 trainings, Sila Samadhi Panya, right? We need concentration. If we don't need, right? What I will not say. It's something easy, the word I will not say, do it. Okay, now, another one. Samahita Bogala Sevana, association with concentrated individuals. That means you have to associate with somebody who had concentration. That you can emulate or imitate their practice. That you can also learn something from them. It will be easier for you to improve. Okay, now the last one. Dadadimo dada. That means resolutions upon concentration. So that means whenever or wherever we are, we must incline, our mind must incline to concentration. We must determine to do it. This is also skill in absorption. So if we don't have these 10 skills, we will have, or we may have sluggish in attainment. We call Danda Binya. Okay, today I will stop here. Time passed already, right? More than 1 hour. So may you all be able to practice 3 trainings. May you all be able to realize final cessation and not suffering. The question and answer should not be later than 9 o'clock, right? All the meditators must wake up.
Sayadaw, there is question on Zoom.
Okay.
Pandami Sayadaw, I am now the main person in the the family earning for the family. So my mind is very active and busy, and I have been meditating on Anapanasati for 5 years, but there is no improvement. Recently, there's many incident in the world, like war, earthquake, and the number of the dead people is a lot. So I feel the death is, the life is very fragile, and the death is really cannot be controlled. So I would like to ask Sayadaw, out of compassion, instruct me in detail how I can practice the Marananusati, the recollection of the dead.
Actually, we have many different methods of Marananusati according to different textbooks. Okay, as we have already known, right, earthquake and many people dying, right? Then you may have seen dead body. Okay, as you have already mentioned in your question, that there is an uncertainty of the life, right? We can say, Aduvam me jivitam. Jivitam me aduvam, right? We have uncertainty of life. Then we can also say, Marana me duvam, or duvam me marana. Otherwise, okay, that means death is a certain. We have certainty of death, right? We can recall one of these things. Okay, if we say easier way, you can visualize any of dead body. You can replace yourself as dead body there. You can recall, I must die like this dead body. Or we have full uncertainty of life. You can also recall any formula, right? If you can feel sense of urgency, it's good enough. Okay. Next one. Okay. No more? Okay, so if no more, we can share merit now, right? And Edawada, any? Okay, Chinese question, okay. Ramadasi?
問下 Miss Sayadaw，用禪修引導先。By meditation's instructions, wandering thoughts will reduce a lot. May Sayadaw out of compassion, please guide me how to practice meditation. How long should I practice meditation?
Okay. For meditation, we have many subjects. Mostly we recommend Anapanasati, easier one, right? Then you can also learn Anapanasati easily. Focus on the natural breath anywhere you are. Make habit of knowing breathing anywhere. This is a very easy and simple way of approach. For how long you should meditate? I don't know how much is your spare time. If you can do 2 hours a day, then you will be able to maintain your concentration. If you can meditate 4 hours a day or more than 4 hours, you can improve. You can expect improvement. Okay, that's why I cannot say how long you must meditate. Do you wish to maintain or improve? If you wish to maintain, 2 hours a day. If you wish to improve, 4 hours a day or more than 4 hours. Okay?
Another question, Sayadaw, how to distinguish upeka, neutral, and careless? For example, when we see earthquake in Myanmar, someone can have upeka mind. Some people just don't care.
Actually, upekkha have many types. Upekkha is not careless, right? Careless will be similar to negligence or pamada, like that kind of things, right? Okay, when we say upekkha, for example, we have sublime abiding, upekkha meditation. That is the equanimous feeling toward living beings. This is called upekkha. Now we also have upekkha feeling, upekkha vedana. That means neither happiness nor unhappiness. This is also called upekkha, right? Okay, when we talk about sublime abiding, we can also understand we are free from love and hate. This is also called upekkha. Okay, now we all talk about upekkha here. In the case of upekkha, equanimity in the meditation, that means we must have equanimity towards calmness of the mind or any other good experiences. This is also one of the upekkha. Actually, we have 10 types of upekkha. It will be too wide, right? Okay. Then, another question? Okay, we still have time. Question?
Sayadaw, any suggestion for a lay person with a busy life to manage time effectively and meditate?
Different people may have different schedule, right? It's very difficult to advise. Okay, if we say it's easy to advise, difficult to do. I can advise easily, right? Make spare time, meditate. But I don't know your condition also, right? Very easy to advise, difficult to do, right? Okay, now? Okay, Thor Panyavati, raise hand. What's the question?
Dạ thưa Ngài, hồi nãy Ngài có nói là để mà tăng cái sự kinh cảm thì mình sẽ có nhiều cái động lực trong hành thiền, nhưng mà ví dụ như là khi mình đọc kinh sách hoặc mình có thể mình bằng cái suy tư thì mình thấy nó cũng đáng sợ hoặc là đáng kiểu như đáng kinh cảm, nhưng mà thực sự trong cái bản thân mình thì mình cũng chưa thấy đủ sợ, kiểu như là mình không có cảm thấy là thực sự kinh cảm bằng cái cảm xúc của mình, mà mình chỉ bằng cái suy tư. Thì làm sao để mà mình tăng cái kinh cảm cho những cái thứ mà mình chưa trải qua bằng cái học hỏi hoặc bằng qua những cái quán chiếu ạ?
Sayadaw, just now Sayadaw taught how to arise samvega jnana. Sometimes we recollect through thinking, reasoning, reading the book, but however it arises, but not so deep. It still make it so strong. It's still not motivate enough compared to the experience that we haven't experienced it yet. So how do we arise enough samvega in order to practice if we not experience those things, those suffering?
Okay. So the main thing is you have to recall your life and difficulty in your life. You guys have some sort of urgency. Actually, everybody has difficulty. If we say we don't have difficulty, then we are not doing anything. Okay, if we are trying to do with somebody or to achieve something, we all have difficulty. We all have to suffer for it. Right? Trying to recall the difficulty. Then some of the difficulty will make you stronger. You may have stronger sense of urgency also.
Another question, Venerable Sayadaw, is it important to make piti arise during practicing meditation or before meditation, or maintaining equanimity is good enough?
Actually, I have already mentioned from time to time. For example, when you are so active, you don't need to develop piti sambojjhanga, right? Sometimes when you are lazy or your mind become very weak or not very active, it is the time to have piti, the time to develop piti sambojjhanga. So it depends on what you have or how you experience. Okay? The next question.
Vandami Sayadaw, recently during meditations, she felt that the breath is not smooth. Even at night during sleep, also she cannot breathe smoothly.
Okay. So that means if you can breathe normally in your daily life, it should be smooth. Right? So although you don't have smooth breathing in your daily life, there's sickness. You might go and see the doctor. Right? Okay, if necessary, you can open your eyes, focus on the breath. If you can know naturally, smoothly, okay, maintain the one. In meditation, it should be simple. It comes from your daily life. Only one thing, that is awareness. We are breathing every day. We are breathing all the time. Sometimes we have awareness. Most of the time we don't have awareness. So when we are meditating, we must have more awareness. We must be aware of breathing most of the time. Okay, this is a meditation. It should be simple. Okay? You have breathing every day, all the time, trying to know it naturally and simply. If you're trying to control or focus, sometimes it will disappear. Okay? Next question.
Vandami Sayadaw, just now Sayadaw mentions that at least 2 hours per day meditating can maintain our concentration. So this 2 hours means one stretch in one sitting, or in total, one day, 2 hours means split into many sessions.
Okay, we can say totally 2 hours a day. You can separate into 2 different sections or 3 different sections, it's okay. Then one more question. Okay. Question in the chat, right? Huh? Finish? No more? Okay. Then, okay, we'll share merit, right? Etawadaja amehi sambadam bunya sambadam sabbe deva numodandu sabbe buddha numodandu sabbe satta numodandu sabba sambati siriya Idame nyadinam hodu Sukhita hondu nyadayo Idame nyadinam hodu Sukhita hondu nyadayo Idame nyadinam hodu Sukhita hondu nyadayo Idame bunyam asawakaya waham hodu Idame bunyam nibbanasa bhajayo hodu mama bunya bhagam sabba sadanam bhajami te sabbe me samam bunya bhagam lavandu sadhu sadhu sadhu.